The much anticipated 2019 World Long Drive season has arrived. This year, we started the Valley of the Sun. We're 30 minutes outside of downtown Phoenix, Arizona. There you see a great shot of the grid. The crowd has come and they have brought their thunder sticks because all the big stars have arrived and are on TV today. How about your defending world champion? That's right, Maurice Allen. He has made the top 8 here today. But he's not your only world champion. How about 2017 Double J, Justin James, your #1 ranked player in the world. Oh, and he looks ready to go. How about your 3-time winner on tour a year ago and the defending champion right here at auction, Will Hogue. He says his injuries, they're behind him. He feels great. What about the women? A member of the 400-yard club. She won a couple of years ago in Denver. Mullins has made the top 4. And the hottest woman on the planet, your defending world champion, Meti, once again showing why she is, if not the very best, one of the very best on the women's side. It's auction smash in the sun. The auction Indian community once again has rolled out the red carpet, and we could not be more excited to be here once again. Look who it is. I'm the coach, Jonathan Coachman. My partner is always a 2-time national long drive champion, Art Sellinger. And Art, new season, new year. What are you looking forward to?
Boy, the sport has grown and these athletes are fine-tuned. I love what they're doing with social media. It's exploding both on the grid and off the grid. 2019 will be the best year in long drive history.
It's certainly becoming a worldwide sport for sure, but let's talk about this event right now. Who do you got coming out victorious here tonight?
It's a blockbuster group today. On the women's side, I like Meti, her high ball flight with this downwind, but on the men's side, look out for Justin Moose to take the title.
It's time to get hitting right now. Let's send it to the stage, and the man who runs the show, Mark Sherman, is here. Mark, go ahead.
We have got a powerhouse first matchup of the year. First up, out of the Jacksonville, Florida, he is the snapping turtle, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Justin James. And his opponent looking to climb the ladder and get back on top of the long drive world. He's the blonde bomber, Tim.
Two of the biggest names in the sport today kick off our 2019 season.
How about Justin James? Just a new swing. I mean, awesome.
This is the Battle of the Belts. Our Justin James, he won the world title 2017. Tim Burke, 2013, 2015.
A lot of belts in those closets.
All right, great way to start, but what about the weather? What is it gonna, or what kind of a factor is it gonna be today?
It's an incredible factor because it's switching and it's really swirling out there. And we got Trip Eisenhower down there. He'll tell us a little bit more, but right now, downwind, look for high ball flight. Did they add some loft to these drivers?
The grid is clear.
All right, a few rule changes this year that we will get into throughout the broadcast, but the higher seeded player does get the choice, Art, of going first or second. Justin James, he has decided to go first.
He has. I like the move right here. Justin, new golf club, new golf shaft, and a new swing key. He's trying to raise his right side. So if you look at that right side of his rib cage, he's actually going to raise a la Jason Zuback, 5-time world champion, and go through that golf ball.
If you're new to long drive, we will try to educate you as the broadcast goes along, but it's very simple. 8 balls, 3 minutes. There you see the numbers to the right of Justin James' name. If it's green, that means it's in the grid. That's a good number.
Absolutely. That left side is hot, and Justin's trying to play a fade. He told me that on the range. He's trying to hit a fade. That ball rolled 50 yards right there down that left alley. We'll see where this one goes. He is wasting no time. They do have 3 minutes.
How about that? 425 is the first number to beat. It looks like he may have pulled something during that swing.
That was 152 before the club speed. Trip, what are you seeing down there? What do you think of these speeds, Trip Eisenhower?
Yeah, I tell you, this is so exciting, and the wind is really starting to switch and helping these players right now much more than it has all day, Art.
Well, Tripp, it's great to have you with us. Jerry Foltz is somewhere in Hawaii, taking the day off.
Make a little noise, and you know what? Let's give it up for Justin James right now.
So what he needs to do right here, he's got to stay behind it and actually try to swing the club a little bit more towards 1 o'clock or out to the right. He cannot swing left over the top here. Right shoulder way down.
It really looks like there's something in that right rib cage, abdomen area that he tweaked on his second swing. And you hope it's nothing too serious, Art.
I didn't see that, so you might have caught something I didn't hear. But look at this setup. Look how low the right shoulder is. Why does he do that? He wants to hit up on that golf ball. His move changes. He stays on top of the golf ball. He does not move way behind it. But he's hitting these hooks, and Tripp, you know, the adrenaline in this sport can actually hurt you in transition, getting too fast from the top.
Well, it can, and he definitely pulled something in his muscle. And may have to do with what you were saying, Art, about trying to stretch his right side more. He may have overdone it.
All right, final ball for Double J. Top-ranked player in the world. I mentioned Jerry Foltz. He tweeted me already. Make sure they know I'm working with the LPGA.
All right, big shot here. Love that. He finally got it.
Wow, he knew that one was good. Is it the first time this year?
But that right side's much slower. That's the difference from the right and the left. That left is the power alley right there.
There's no doubt. We saw it throughout qualifying that if they hit it down the left side of the grid, it will absolutely roll for a mile. So Justin James, and I want to go back, Art. This was his 4th hit, and let's slow it down.
Wow, look at that force right there, and then he's going to go up. Ooh, releases that right side. So he's been working on that right thoracic. See if he grabs himself right here. He knew something happened right there. Exactly what he says he's working on, trying to elongate that. Wow. See how that plays here with Tim Burke. And look at the turn here. Raises it when he knew it right there at impact. Holy smokes.
Boy, it does not take much for a muscle to be pulled or something to get out of whack when you're swinging it this hard.
152 miles an hour of club speed. 3 golf balls in play. I really don't know if that 426 is a good number, so we'll see what happens with Tim Burke.
All right, so Tim Burke knows the job that lays ahead of him. He has told us on many occasions the last couple of days, this is going to be my year to show the world that once again, I'm a 2-time world champ for a reason.
It's the most relaxed I've seen Tim. You know, his son Kelly is here, his wife's here, and he's taking the edge off a little bit. I think he's intense, of course, as Tim always is, but I see a relaxed Tim Burke. We'll see if he can square one up.
Yeah, Tim says he's in the best shape he's been in a long time. He got married in the offseason, so that can always...
Oh! Good shot here. Again, that's in that left corner right there. Let's see what kind of roll he gets. Oh, big hop.
Oh, big hop out past 420. Will it be enough?
Will, absolutely.
And it is. It's over.
Yeah.
Hashtag mash him up.
2 golf balls, coach, and he's done.
So Tim Burke making a statement, knocking out the #1 ranked player in the world in our first quarterfinal.
Yeah, the faders, Hogue, Burke, they're all going to try and point it into that left corner. Let's look at this golf swing right here. Awesome turn right here. He gets behind it. He's always had a little soft left elbow there at the top. Then he gathers it back. Watch the head right there. It's going to work down and back, and he squared it up. Got his lines right. Beautiful extension. And it just shows you how when you maximize everything, because he did not have the club speed that Justin did, but he flushed it and he knew it.
Yeah, and as you've already alluded to, it hit the left side of the grid, and you can see what kind of roll that it got. A good, what, 20 yards?
Yeah, a little bit, almost 30. Yeah, good shots right there.
All right, let's send it down the Tripp. He's with Tim Burke.
Yeah, Tim, you know, getting it done in such short order, how much does that help you in particular with a quality victory like this over the #1 driver?
Well, it helps me a lot. I have a lot of confidence out here now, obviously. So I was just trying to let it go. I knew if I hit it flat, like I normally do with these conditions, I really like my chances.
Tim Burke, moving on.
Tripp, thank you. Tim Burke, best finish a year ago was the quarterfinals. So he has already done one better here in the first event. So he will go rest up, and he'll take on the winner of our second quarterfinal. A very confident Tim Burke striding off right there. Coming up next, how about the man who finished second runner-up at the Worlds last year? And the 48-year-old, the Maurice Allen, Will Hogue, shook, Berkshire. It's the star of stars. Settle in. It's a world-long drive on golf. Today's coverage is brought to you by Ak-Chin Indian Community. Equality for all for a brighter tomorrow. And the new Epic Flash driver from Callaway. Artificial intelligence, real ball speed. Trip, Art, Coach back here with you. We want you to join the conversation on the Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag #WorldLongDrive. Already plenty of talk going on after the first win by Tim Burke. All right, here are the rules. And Art, they're pretty simple. Each player gets 8 balls, 3 minutes. The longest drive advances. It's a single elimination format.
And a critical rule, that ball must land in and stay in. It can't come from out of bounds. And the clubs and the shafts conform to USGA standards.
All right, my favorite segment of the entire show, the art of the grid.
It's a great grid out here at Hogue. I love it. It's very square, 500 yards long. We might need that if the wind turns even more. 56 yards wide. You don't have much to aim on the sides to. A couple tents out there, so you really got to be careful on your aiming. And boy, that left side is hot. That is the sweet spot of this grid. And it's just ideal for big numbers. You got wind, you got a little dry climate, a little bit of altitude. Welcome to the 450-plus club.
Just how we like it. All right, time for quarterfinal number 2. Let's send it back to the stage.
The terrible towel is back, ladies and gentlemen. Last year's runner-up at Worlds. Out of the Steel City, it's Justin Mullins.
Woo! Come on!
Age is only a number. The defending Masters world champion at 48 years young. It's fast Eddie Fernandez.
This is probably the most interesting of the quarterfinal matchups. But quickly, Art, we've got some science going on right now with these TrackMan numbers. Quickly tell me why.
Well, we have some great numbers going on. When you think about that last match, James had a low spin of 1,600 and Burke had 2,100. So launch and spin means something. Actually, James was faster, but Burke was better because he launched it higher and kept the ball in the air.
Nobody knows more than the man sitting to my right. All right, here we go. Quarterfinal number 2. Justin Moose has decided that he will go first as the higher-seeded player. And this is a man who last year won the East Coast Classic, and then he finished runner-up at Worlds. He has decided he wants to try doing World-Long Drive full-time, and at least right now it looks like it's paying off.
And a great player. And he this year, good friend of Rocco Mediate. Rocco is coached by Rick Smith, a great teacher. And Trip, I'll bring you in on here. Rocco has worked with a lateral move big time, and what that means is he's trying to get off the ball to the right. Trip, you see this move right here. You'll see this little rock to the right. That's the move that they're working on, so he gets behind it.
Okay, so a number has been posted, 408. Well, you talked to all these players, Art, on the range as they were warming up, and to a man, they all said they love when the wind is just like it is right now.
Right. If he could just slow down here again, this is a guy that has played some golf, qualified for the second stage of the U.S. Open. There's that tilt. See if he can move to his right side and launch that ball up. I like that left side right there. That's flat.
See what kind of a bounce it gets, and there it goes. All right, that will be his new number to beat. See what officially it is, but it looks like it's around 418.
And there's another one.
Do you think he likes that
one? Big carry. Big carry
Art,
right
do
there.
you think he liked that one?
I bet he does. He loves that slide. He can flush it. He says, I'll just send another one.
Boy, if you don't think Justin Moose is into this, think again.
See that little, look at this rock right here, folks. Watch this rock. He's bouncing on his left leg. You have to have movement before you take it back. Watch it bounce, 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 then move off the ball. Stay behind it, and there it goes again. I mean, fill her up, Coach.
Yeah, he has a perfect angle and hitting that left side, getting that roll, and again.
This is bigger.
Wow.
This is over 50.
Over 450, nearly out to 460. Officially 458. One ball left. What a set by Justin Moose.
And he's optimizing. What do I mean by that? The launch, the spin. His last launch when he hit that 458-yard, 12-5 launch.
And he just said, gotta go.
Awesome. A little on the toe down that right side.
Yeah,
what a set by Justin Moose.
Incredible for a man who takes this sport incredibly seriously. He wants to be the very best, currently ranked 6th in the world. Says thank you to the fans, and they say thank you right back.
I loved what I saw. That's why I picked him to win this. I loved his action. He's hitting the center of the face, and I like this new move. You know, in golf, you tend to stay on top of the golf ball, and here I love him moving to the right. Again, he's not the fastest guy here, but he might be the best.
All right, well, he's facing a man in 48-year-old Eddie Fernandez. You wonder, how can he compete at this level? Let's take a look at some photos. And this is just last year to this year. And what he has done and what he's working on is really incredible.
I spoke with Eddie's coach, Lucas Wald, and they're working on a bigger turn. It starts in the setup. You can kind of see on the right side of your screen, he's really kind of stacked nicely, changed some angles in the setup. But here's the difference in Eddie Fernandez. Look at the length of this backswing. A bigger backswing, huge coil, but at the point of impact, Eddie was sliding. He was hitting level with the ball. The screen on the right shows him hitting up on the ball. So Fast Eddie has got to really reach deep.
Yeah, he loves to say age is just a number. Likes to point out Phil Tiger, who just won on Sunday, 43 years of age. Eddie Fernandez last year winning the Masters division at the Worlds on the Texas-Oklahoma border.
And again, Moose chose to go first against Eddie and really put heat. Is he going to make Eddie kind of get out of his comfort zone? Because Eddie needs to hit solid shots. I mean, he's a great golfer. Hit one in the middle of the face and see what kind of number you get.
All right, you talk about all the work he's put in. And if you talk to him for any length of time, he has visions of in a couple of years trying to play on the Champions Tour.
I mean, he's won a lot of mini tour events. He can play. I just see him a little bit out of his comfort zone right here, reaching. And he should be smart enough just to stay in his element and see what kind of number he gets.
All right, ball number 3. Remember, 3 minutes, 8 balls. Timing in this sport is everything. Getting a flow. We'll see if that's enough. Head into that left side of the grid. And he's going to need 50 more yards.
Yep, got a nice kick right there. And I just looked at the numbers right here. 207 on the ball, 143. So just a little bit more heat, maybe 4 more miles an hour at club head speed might equal about 15 yards. See if he gets a bounce.
All right, 414. And I think we're seeing through the first 2 quarterfinals, these players are really trying to get it on that left side of the grid because they understand that's the difference between probably 20 to 30 yards.
Trip, how much wind is out there going from right to left versus down?
Boy, it has changed dramatically since the start. It's still out of the right, but much less so, and it's picking up speed.
Let's see if we get some numbers here on Eddie on that golf ball. 135, so his swing is really down in speed.
That one's going to stay in, Art, but it's going to carry out past almost a 420. Let's keep in mind that Tim Burke won with 428.
Right.
So that shows you how good Justin Moose moved it out there.
Another stratosphere. Here's a good shot right here. But it's kind of trailing down. If you saw the Moose shot, those were flat with less curve. Let's see what this one does.
All right, 40 seconds, 2 balls. Shouldn't be an issue.
Tripp, what do you think about playing close to the pin from 418? That's kind of fun.
No question, but aren't they definitely are trying to get that left side.
So this is a little bit more spin right here. The last one was 1940. We'll get a spin number here.
I just got a text from somebody back home. They said, are those cars in play? The cars are not in play here, folks. This grid is 500 yards plus. There's some people here today, Art, that think we might see a 500-yard drop.
I just think he hit his best shot, even though it's curving a little right. See if what the right side delivers him here. Oh, it checked up. You see that right side is just checking up.
So a great effort by Fast Eddie Fernandez, but Justin Moose just too much all the way through. 458 is large.
That is a Steel City buzzsaw.
So let's go back to the winning drive, and you think he knew it?
Oh, goodness sakes. Can you imagine being down grid at about 425 and trying to catch that in the air? Goodness.
Boy, the emotion of the Moose is always there. That's the one thing you got to love about this guy. He comes in prepared, and you never have to wonder how he's feeling. And look who's coming up next. You talk about a violent swing. The youngster, Berkshire, says he feels great. What about the veteran, 40-year-old Kevin Shook? They go toe-to-toe and hair-to-hair next at auction. All right, time for quarterfinal number 3. Back to the stage.
Quarterfinal number 3. Here we go. This first guy out of Bradenton, Florida. The father of 3. He is Shook Knight. Let me hear it for Kevin Shook. And one of my favorite guys to watch swing the club. Absolutely matches the ball out of Crofton, Maryland. The whip, it's Berkshire.
You cannot have two guys that are more polar opposites than these two. Young and brash, veteran who is...
He's cagey, isn't he?
He's cagey, he's been around.
And he has, honestly, Shook is playing with house money. He really wants to peak in September for the World Championship. He told me he's going to just freewheel it, go easy. He doesn't want to be done in the summer. I mean, he's got to watch every swing.
All right, Kevin Shook said the difference between him and Berkshire is that I have to work my body into the season. Kyle can come out here and hit full speed all season long, and it won't hurt him. I can't do that, he said.
Absolutely. Kyle's hitting 300 to 400 balls a day, which is so taxing, and Shook is not doing that. Let's see if he can catch one flush.
Remember, if you're just joining us, green is good. Green means grid. 8 balls, 3 minutes for each player. You know, Kevin also told me, Art, that his personal life is in a great place. His kids are happy. He's settled. He said it makes a big difference mentally when you are happy at home.
Absolutely. I'm looking at his golf swing right here. That was the best of the 3 so far. Everybody has a trigger. If you look at Kevin's, it's going to be in the handle and the grip. You'll see the club kind of turn over back. It's a lot of hand action. He's a baseball guy. You'll see this club head just kind of twitch. It's got all those little moves in the hands. There's the little twitching. It's very strong grip. Good shot.
It should be noted that Berkshire was the higher seed in this duo, and he decided to go second this time. All right, that ball is in, so Shook has his first number to beat out north of 400. The exact total, 406.
So he's got to pull the ball basically kind of right over the shortstop if you're looking at a baseball field, you know. The center of the grid's over the pitcher. You want to get it near the shortstop into that left corner, and that's where the hot spot is.
Trip, what do you make of Berkshire deciding to go second in this matchup?
Well, I kind of like it. You at least know what you got to do, but conversely, I understand. I mean, get something out there. You can do what Tim Burke did, and you're done early. That's a good thing.
Great strategy, right?
Big bounce.
Oh, big bounce to that left side. What an advantage if you can place it there. It bounced past the 420, exactly 423.
And 2,700 RPMs of spin. Again, spin keeps the ball in the air. Spin is your friend today, and there's another one. He got in the rhythm.
Boy, he's really getting in a rhythm, really getting in a flow. And Berkshire knows that whatever he does, he's going to have to pipe one to win this quarterfinal. Okay, final balls for Kevin Shook. Good set so far. 2 balls in the grid. 3 balls in the grid, excuse me.
I really think that 423 is a huge shot for Kevin Shook at these numbers. That 140 ball, 203 speed.
Okay, that'll do it. That one's short of 410, so
Nice set.
Kevin Shook, 4 balls in, so 423 will be the number to beat for Kyle Berkshire, who, when he is at his best, there's no question he can hit it well past 423.
If he hits his shot, this could be over in one shot.
All right, a lot of people have compared this young man who's becoming a big star here in our world to Tommy Fleetwood, who's a big star in the PGA Tour world. Now, who wears their hair the best? Look at them side by side. Recently, Tommy Fleetwood was asked about the hair of his doppelganger, so to speak, Kyle Berkshire.
Style. I mean, it's a little bit long, and you could maybe do something with like the ends or the layering a little bit, but I like it.
I cannot relate to that, nor can you, Coach. We go to a different barber.
You and I have not had locks like this, well, maybe ever.
Ever. So here's the deal, folks. Fasten your seat belts. Put your tray tables up, and let's go for a ride, because he is going to swing hard in case he hits it.
This guy has, without a shadow of a doubt, the most violent swing on the long drive tour.
Yep. 14-9 on the launch right there.
He told me on the range that his biggest improvement from last year to this year is his patience of understanding that I've got to let the last ball go, controlling what I'm doing instead of just freewheeling it all the time.
I'll tell you this, I watched him on the range warm up. He was swinging so much harder trip. We both watched him. This looks a lot easier. He's just trying to kind of get one in play, even though that ball was 216.
For as violent as he normally swings, he's swinging
Yes.
kind of in balance.
Right.
I'm not used
Yeah,
to seeing
Trippy
it.
said he's trying to stabilize his swing and eliminate the unnecessary movements.
And there's been some quarterfinals and semifinals where he just hasn't delivered. He knows this is so doable. He can actually fly the golf ball out there where Shook hit it if he hits his shot.
Well, right now he's got to find the grit. First and foremost, his 4th ball. Clock, not an issue yet.
Good shot. Flat. 215 on the ball.
This is as composed
Yes.
as I've ever seen him.
Ball kind of checked, but it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
And that's just speed versus speed. 215 beats 203 all day long.
Boy, and it almost looks like Kyle Berkshire knew.
He's got more in the tank. I really think he does.
Wow, 440, and dare I say it, an easy 440 at that.
A quarter mile, if you will.
Let's look at it one more time, slow-mo.
Yeah, look at this golf swing here. Watch the feet. Big move off the ball. Left heel up. Doesn't move way behind the ball. Great turn. High hands. Just amazing flexibility. Then he'll plant that left heel. The head will work down and back and just say, ow. Wow, great extension.
Let's look at the leg power of this young man. It is immense.
He will use the ground and just the vertical thrust. Up you go, off both feet. Awesome swing.
A young man who quit his college golf team, skipped a final a year ago for an event. He's serious about this career.
I want to see where this ball carries right here. Because again, I think it was about an 85%er. That carried about 418.
And plenty of respect between these two. And Kevin Shook knew he had his work cut out for him today. All right, let's send it down to Tripp.
Yeah, Kyle, I gotta say that was exciting. It looked like though you were swinging in balance. Is that the strategy for this grid?
Absolutely. You don't want to try to do too much. The more you try to do, the more the ball can get away from you, especially at these speeds. I just want to stay within myself, trust my swing, repeat my process, and just let it happen.
Now you were the higher seeded player, and you chose to go second. Does that depend on your opponent, or is that your strategy every time?
It's really just my strategy every time. I'm very comfortable with myself and my speed and my trajectory, so I'm not worried about my opponent. I'm just worried about hitting my ball.
Kyle Berkshire, moving on.
All right, great performance for Kyle. He will move on to face the winner of our final quarterfinal. You talk about star power. We've got the defending world champ in all of his glory. But Maurice Allen has to take on Will Hogue, and they go toe-to-toe next, right here in Auction. Let's send it down to the stage in quarterfinal number 4.
Winter is coming. No. Winter is gone, baby, and it is heating up fast. The firefighter out of Memphis. It's Will Hogue.
Just check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Let me show you what it's all
His
about.
opponent, the most motivating hitter in the world, the defending world champion, and he is all in. It's Maurice Allen.
There is no doubt that these two want to beat each other, but at the end of the day, this is one big family out here on the World Long Drive Tour, and that was never more evident than yesterday. On the final hit from Maurice Allen in qualifying, he looked to seriously hurt his left forearm. A moment later, this is what we saw. Will Hogue helping him kind of snap it back into place, his elbow.
I watched that, but the paramedic, EMT, and him just went over. Didn't matter who it was. He was there in seconds to help Maurice.
Yeah, EMT, a firefighter. He said, wouldn't everybody do that? I said, I'm not so sure, but he certainly did, even though it was his competitor here today. You talk about two studs. Will Hogue won 3 times a year ago. He's the defending champion at this event. Maurice Allen, of course, the defending world champion.
Good start. And Will's a fader of the golf ball, so he's going to swing a little bit across his body and trip with that wind out there. He can kind of ride that wind, but the right corner pocket of that grid is not going to be effective for him. He's got to pull it.
Right on the line.
I believe that ball's going to be good. So line is good here in Long Drive.
And Will is breaking out a new driver this week. It's the Epic Flash Long Drive. And again, trying to get the loft right. He's only had about 10 days to work on it. Again, he told me I'm going to aim a little to the right, and I'm going to try and swing to the left corner of the grid. See if he can get one started over there.
He battled a lot of injuries last year, even won one event when he had basically ripped his ankle apart stepping off the bus right before the event. He said all the injuries are behind him. He also said that both players, he and Maurice, are great downwind players, hitters.
Yep, he's got to keep the side spin off the ball, that left to right side spin. So there he adjusted to that, kind of playing the pull, but pulled it too much.
So that's his 4th ball down the left side. That's going to, you know, it's a double-edged sword trying to get it down the left side, but also keeping it on the grid.
Absolutely. Plenty of speed here, 145. The ball speed's down because he probably hit the heel of the club. That's flat.
So Will Hogue, who knows all too well, because it happened to him in Worlds, that it only takes one hit.
And that's flat right there. Look at that left side run out to 440.
It only takes one. 440 is the official distance, and all Maurice Allen can do is clap and appreciate. Whoa! That one also on the grid.
Final 2 balls. Let's hear it for Will.
Tripp, you know, I really like this player because he has a one-way miss. He's a fader, and he's only going to have that. He's not going to hit hooks.
I tell you what, Art, right now, the wind is straight down. It has changed dramatically.
So side spin's your enemy. If we can just get backspin, then that ball stays in the air.
You know, this is a great time to, as we try to educate the fans who may be new to World Drive, this is one of the rule changes, subtle rule changes from a year ago, that the highest seeded player is based off of what they do here, and not their world rankings. We would not have seen this matchup a year ago in the quarterfinals.
Exactly. Nice set.
So 5 balls of the 8, 4 in a row for Will Hogue, who really got his flow going after his 4th ball. Nice number out there. 440 is the number to beat for Maurice Allen.
Well, the question for 24 hours, man, how is this arm going to hold up? How he's going to hit it?
He looked at me when I asked him. He goes, it is what it is. He didn't say it was good. He didn't say it was bad. He said it is what it is.
And this is some unique technique right here. Watch the footwork here. Club starts way behind the ball. There's the rehearsal, and he'll hit up on it. So I'm interested to watch his club speed. He's usually in that 145 range. That was 137. Kind of shook the arm right there. Let's just kind of see He needs to be in that 145 range.
Yeah, his shoes are his hallmark. He's got hundreds of pairs that he loves to get painted in certain ways.
So 139 there.
You know, I asked him what his biggest improvement was, Art, from a year ago to now, and he said, looking at the big picture, life outside of World Long Drive, really feels like he has a responsibility as the world champion to grow the sport and make it a worldwide sport where more guys are recognized and can do this for a living.
And here comes ball number 4.
All right, this is the spot where Will Hogue really started to get his set going. And he likes it.
It's his fastest club head speed right there. See if he gets the bounce.
And the bounce, and it is just short. Oh, baby. Look at Will.
So he ramped it up there to 144. That's kind of his number. See if he can use that adrenaline now to help him. Big shot. One hand came off the club. That arm's got to be killing him.
I think we're starting to see that, Art, that he's giving it everything he has, no doubt.
Yeah, that right side just will not give up with the left side, Will. It was a beautiful swing, beautiful shot.
It's agonizing watching Will Hogue. Just watch. All you can do when you hit first is watch.
Right.
Last year at Worlds, losing by 1 yard to Justin Moose.
And here we go with 52 seconds on the clock. The final 2 balls. Let me see those thunder sticks.
That's what makes this sport so exciting, is that it can come down to 1 ball, 1 hit, 1 yardage. How about that 439 just staring him right in the face? 2 balls to go. All right, Maurice Allen, the defending world champion, down to his last ball. Or Will Hogue, the defending champion here at Auction, will move on for the 2nd year in a row. Yeah, he knows that one's not going to be good enough.
What a match. What a close match right there.
All right, we knew it was 2 superstars, and they certainly were evenly matched. 439 and 440, all smiles, all love between those two. And there was a point yesterday I didn't think Maurice Allen was going to even be able to hit.
Yeah, put on a great show today, and nothing bounces like a ball, goodness sakes.
So looking at his left arm, what do you make here?
Well, it just takes such an absorption of a shock when you hit this golf ball. This golf ball is 120 compression, and when you hit it right there, I mean, that's got to go right through you. I mean, you're feeling so much vibration.
Yeah, this is Will Hogue's winning drive of 440, and he hit it perfectly on the left side of this grid.
Great extension, 215 on the ball speed. Look at this as this is a trimmer Will Hogue right here. I mean, he has thinned out. He's gotten faster. Like you said, he's the healthiest he's ever been. I don't think anybody uses the ground better than Will does.
One more time, full speed.
See what this carried.
What an incredible look from this angle.
It might be in the air for 9 seconds. Flew about 395. You hit about the hottest part of the grid you can get right there. And
there's about a 10-yard space out there. If you can hit it, it's going to shoot. Plenty of respect between these two. Tripp has both of these guys standing by. Tripp.
Guys, I got to tell you, what a match. 1 yard. That's it. Now, first, Maurice, we got to find out about your injury yesterday and your therapist right here. Tell us about that.
No, yesterday, a lot of hitting, not really in the best condition, had a lot of health issues this offseason, and ended up going and catching a cramp. Then my elbow kind of came out a little bit. Will put it back. It's one of my best friends on the tour. He's been there from day one, so it's a family out here. It's not one of those things where you want to see a person go down. You definitely want to see a person give you their best, and that's just long drive. That's what World Long Drive is all about. It's all about family.
Were there any lingering issues with that injury today?
No excuses. Play like a champion.
Will, the defending champion here. What do you like about this grid?
I don't know. It just shuts up nice to my eye, I guess. And with such a nice crowd behind you, it's hard not to get motivated. But you know, it's always intimidating having against the reigning world champion. Both of us are very good downwind hitters, so I was pretty nervous about this match for sure. And I honestly thought he had it on that 439 ball.
Will Hogue, the man to beat, going into the semis.
Well, he talked about a tight competition, and there you see the reaction when he realized that Maurice Allen had come up 1 yard short. So here's what the men's brackets look like as we head into the semifinals, and boy, 4 stars. It's going to be hard to pick these 4.
You might want to start at a quarter mile right there at 440 just to play ball out here.
Two-time world champ Tim Burke, Justin Moose, a runner-up a year ago. He has the longest drive so far today at 458. But it's time to turn our attention to the women. And you talk about 4 stars, Sandra Carlborg, Alexa Belton, and the other semifinal, the defending world champion Phyllis Meti and Troy Mullins. Here are the faces, and in just a couple of minutes, you will see them take the stage. What a day. What a season opener here in Auction. We're back. Welcome back. We're about 30 minutes outside of downtown Phoenix, Arizona. While we have a moment, let's take a look at the Auction Indian community and all it has to offer. Let's take a look at the Auction Indian community and all it has to offer. The Auction Southern Dunes Golf Course is one of the top courses in the United States. Ranked as high as number 5 in Arizona, this True course was designed by Schmidt Curley and Fred Couples. Harrah's Auction is the only casino in Arizona that offers the Total Rewards loyalty program, connecting you to over 40 Caesars Entertainment properties worldwide. Also, a unique selection of world-class restaurants. Rounding out the attractions is the Ultra Star Multitainment Center, where you can enjoy film, food, and fun, movies, bowling, live entertainment, laser tag, and so much more await you at this one-stop, non-stop entertainment center. What a great group of people here just outside of Phoenix, and the crowd has come out in full force, and it is time now for the women. Let's send it to the stage.
Our first woman coming on out of Ruston, Louisiana, just 25 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Alexis Belton. And her opponent coming out of Sweden, she is the sweet, swinging, the 5-time world champion, Sandra Carlborg.
Well, we have 2 women here who both had a win on tour a season ago, so they know how to get the job done when the bright lights are on.
And Sandra's the legend, 5 world championships, so we'll see what she brings today. You know, Alexis is fighting a knee injury, meniscus, big time, so the former basketball player, we'll see what she has to watch this golf swing. It won't go back very far, folks.
In qualifying today, Alexis Belton's longest drive was 305. For Sandra Carlborg, it was just 300, so very evenly matched here today on this grid.
Yeah, that was in that quarterfinal round. The wind's been swirling. Love this golf swing right here. Put him downwind. She's working underneath it.
You know, if you've ever had a chance to meet Alexis Belton, she has such a dynamic personality, always smiling, loves social media. All right, first one is on the board, 350.
And folks, get ready for the grid to get filled up right here, because these ladies are golfers. They've got balanced golf swings. Trip right there at 166 miles an hour, just 3 miles an hour below PGA Tour men's average.
And not using a real long club here. That's amazing.
Yeah. Now she's going to go to the longer club right there after she just went 357. So 157 on ball, 166 on ball right there. Very nice.
So far, easily finding the grid. 357 is her number to beat thus far.
Great golf swing. I mean, just so repeatable. So right now, what she's trying to do is just find a hot spot on that grid. She's up the ball speed to 170 with the longer club.
Art, how hard is it when you know clearly there is a hot side to the grid to try and place it there.
Well, with a player of this caliber, it's not as hard as it is if you don't know where it's going. So I think she knows she's going for the left side of the numbers.
Another good drive. That one just a little bit short at 353. 3 balls to go.
Tripp, what do you think down there? Is the wind picking up, or is it just still the same downwind 20?
It is straight down right now.
That one just shy of 350, but Alexis Belton absolutely filling up this grid. All right, down to her final ball.
You know, she left 45 seconds on the table right there. She just did not waste any time firing off 8 shots.
And you taught me a year ago how important having a flow, having a rhythm, not going too fast really is if you want to maximize your distance.
Absolutely. And here's a big-time veteran right here in Sandra Carlborg. For well more than a decade, she's been hoisting trophies.
All right, 357. That is the number to beat for Sandra Carlborg. She has been incredibly active in the off-season on social media. Saw her hanging out with Henrik Stenson a couple of times. Another big Swedish star.
So we're going to watch that height on the left side of your screen. That's the apex. That needs to be well over 100 for her to carry the golf ball long enough to beat 357.
She was really behind on that swing right there.
Yeah, very late. That's an overcorrection from the pull at the start. So, but I like how she gathers herself, gets behind the golf ball, goes through her routine. Again, fire off 8 shots as fast as you can, as hard as you can in 3 minutes is not easy.
So far, Art, she just really seems to be out of rhythm.
She's trying to hit the golf ball high, so she's working underneath, and the face of the club is just open to the right.
All right, how do you fix it?
Well, what you got to do is you got to go ahead and let that right hand release and square the face. It's got to be done in the hands to me. She's always used those to square the face. Release the club.
You know, well, I think one of the biggest things I've learned in talking to the players, men and women, the hardest thing for them to do is adjust in the middle of a set.
Right. And I get the launch numbers from TrackMan. The last 2 are 19 and 20. That's too high and too much spin. So there's a point where it's, you know, you want to hit it high, you want to launch it high, but not too high.
All right, halfway home, 4 balls to go. The clock might become an issue as she has 3 balls to go in just over a minute. And so far has yet to even challenge that 357 number.
Right, and in 5 balls, she's had the 2-way miss going. You've had 3 balls to the right, a couple to the left, so it's a, she's got to really kind of square up. I think this is a crucial shot right here.
That one again, very high. And so now Sandra Carlborg will have to find some distance, some speed, yardage.
She's hitting the higher part of the face, and that's not the fastest part. Too high on the crown. There's a good one. A little toe. She got the hands to square. She's too much on the toe.
All right, so Carlborg is down to her final hit. And she has to some way, somehow, get at least 358, or her first event of the season will be over.
Just does get off in time. And it's going to be off the
It just never really settled in. And so Alexis Belton with 357 and that smile will move on to the women's final.
She put on a great show, and Sandra looked out of sync again with a lot of 2-way misses, and she'll have to, again, learn from it and move on to the next event.
All right, let's go back to Belton and see how she got it done.
Love this golf swing. Huge turn. Fantastic. Drops the club in the slot, stays down and back. She's really improved.
You know, Art, she does not take the club all the way back, though.
No, she doesn't. Doesn't get full to parallel. Almost right to parallel. It's lengthened. That's moved about 8 inches. But watch the head work down and back. Look at the hip turn right there, folks. That is how you get it done. Great release. That's a textbook.
Absolutely looked great today, and she will move on to the women's final one more time. Full speed, the winning shot.
Again, this is kind of a flat shot. You got to use the ground and the air. There's a combination of both that has to happen. This ball flew over 300 yards and just got a great roll.
So our one world champion has been beaten. The question is, will our defending world champion go down here today in Arizona? Because coming up next, Phyllis Meti. There she is. She was great under the bright lights on the Texas-Oklahoma border. Troy Mullins will try to figure it out now. Welcome back. Who will meet Alexis Belton in the women's final? It's time to find out. Let's send it to the stage.
What an athlete out of Los Angeles, California, the former heptathlete, ladies and gentlemen, the Trojan goddess. It's Troy Mullins. And her opponent, the three-time and defending world champion, it's Phyllis Meti.
It is always a daunting task when you have to face that woman right there, the defending world champion. But Troy Mullins, she's become a fashion icon in the world of golf. Let's get to know Troy Mullins just a little bit better.
I'd love to see how far I could take the game. I think I've been blessed with, the ability to hit a long way and, really lucky to be good at this game so quickly. Long drive is like a totally different beast. Like, you just go out there, just bang away, and that's my favorite part. I didn't play golf in high school or college. I was a track and field athlete, did the heptathlon. After I graduated, was done with track, and I just went to a driving range and fell in love with the game. I haven't really told any of my students that I compete and that it's on TV.
Yeah, so this is why I was confused, is because the answer was exactly the same as the...
Well, no, you didn't do the 25 and 23. Was it multiple choice? What?
No. I was confused.
It's been really fun when they find out that I'm more than just their math or science tutor. I don't know what the future holds for me. I work hard, dream big. I'd love to be able to play on tour, win on tour, and if that pans out, great. If it doesn't, then I've inspired a next generation of golfers, and I think that's also really important.
You cannot help but love when you're around Troy Mullins.
Infectious, she's awesome. And to think about no golf in college, just found it and taught herself how to hit it a long way.
Well, she has a daunting task here today, facing Phyllis Meti, the reigning world champion.
Wonderful start right there. Good numbers for Troy right there out of the gate. Good start.
Wow, hit it in the perfect spot. Look at it bounding well past 350, out near 360.
New driver for her, the ping 410. Not the low spin, the normal one, the plus. That one dove down hard, hit the toe.
Officially 356. You can see the wind 20 miles an hour.
A long driver's dream, Coach. I mean, in all the years I competed, to show up just to find that wind on your tail a couple times is always fun.
All right, 356 is the number to beat. That's what Troy was able to get with her first ball. What do you make of the different style of athletes that come to the World Long Drive Tour? Herself, she said she was a track athlete.
Well, what's amazing is she has a technically great golf swing. So a lot of non-golfers that come, they kind of build their own technique, but she has a real fundamental golf swing.
That one drifting off to the right. We've seen here through the first 4 matches with the men and 1 match with the women. It is a very clear advantage to go down the left side.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is for sure. We've seen that right there.
It looks like it's coming back just a little bit.
Same numbers as the first one, but just a lot higher. Don't know if it'll get that hotter roll. A good shot.
just short of 340. Still that big number 356. Remember Alexis Belton, Art, her winning number was 357.
Again, plenty of time. I'd like to see her back off the golf ball like this. She didn't do it on the last shot, just really rushed. She knows she has a minute. Take a deep breath, go through your routine, and try to hit the center of the face and let the grid be your friend. Get a number, get a roll, see what happens.
So much focus, power, speed. So 45 seconds to go, 2 balls left for Troy Mullins, trying to knock off the reigning world champ, Phyllis Meti. All right, another one that's going to stay in the grid. Well, I spoke almost too soon.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Just short of 340, having a really good set for her.
I really think 356. You look at Belton's shot is 357. Let's look at this right here. Look at the setup right here. Watch the left shoulder turn behind the ball with the head staying stable. But here's the key to long drive right here. Watch the head. It's going to work down and back. She'll transfer the lower body weight. The head will stay back and behind. Wonderful extension.
Boy, that power right there.
Both heels off the ground. She flushed it. Great shot.
All right, so Troy Mullins did her job. The question now is, will Phyllis Meti be able to do hers?
Nobody can big bounce here. This could be the one. This is the one right here.
Yeah, that's going to do it. So Phyllis Meti and Troy Mullins is like, what do I have to do? How far do I have to hit it?
You got to swing it faster if you're going to complete with Phyllis Meti. 123 right there. She's just faster. It's all to it.
So Phyllis Meti gets the job done. She will advance to face Alexis Belton in the women's final, and the reigning world champion again showing us exactly why she is the very best right now.
And we'll look at that upper body slow-mo right here. We'll just look at that. Watch your head right here. So dial that right there. Huge shoulder turn as well. Way behind the golf ball. Don't have to have a straight left arm to hit it far. So you see the circle on that head, and you'll see the head drop down and back. The lower body shifts. This is big speed right here. This is really powerful. That's why she's the world champ, coach.
All right, one more time, full speed. This is the winning drive.
She took it down the right side. She hit this ball over 360 on the slow side. Look how far she carries the golf ball there. Just about 320.
And then got 40 yards of roll. So
coming at you, coach. It makes any par 4 play real short.
No doubt. And here is Troy's reaction, and
nothing to be ashamed of, I'm telling you.
All right, Tripp is standing by with Phyllis. Go ahead, Tripp.
Phyllis, You were right there, 1 yard behind. What was your thought process for the drive after that?
You know, I didn't even look at the number at that time, so all I wanted to do was just try and get my best ball out there, and, you know, against a person like Troy, who is a great competitor, you can't afford to mess up.
The defending champion here, still smashing it in the sun. What do you love about this place?
You know, I love the hospitality, I love the volunteers jumping in, I love the fact that World Long Drive have come in with the community to make such a great event like this, and wow, here we are.
Phyllis Meti in the finals once again.
Indeed, wow, here we are, and once again, Phyllis Meti finds herself in the women's final. Here's what the brackets look like after the Alexis Belton and Meti win. They will take their respective games to the women's final a little bit later on here in the show. But first things first, the men warming up on the range for their semifinal battles. And if the quarters were any indication, we're going to see more dazzling displays of power. The two-time world champ, the runner-up from a year ago, the youngster with the hair, and the three-time winner on tour. They are set to go. We tee it up next. Synthetic Turf International has been a leader in the synthetic turf industry since 1995, delivering the highest quality of turf products for a wide variety of applications. Whether it's lawn and landscape, safe and clean playground surfacing, turf for an indoor training space, or man's best friend, Synthetic Turf International is the only company you'll need for quality synthetic turf. The Easy Tee line of T-line products, which the hitters are using to tee up their balls, is the premier hitting system on the market today and can hold a real golf tee throughout the life of the product. For the 2019 Auction Smash in the Sun, Synthetic Turf International shipped over 5,000 square feet of turf, and workers assembled the stage in over 6 hours, with the end result a professional look and feel for the hitters. We certainly could not do it without Synthetic Turf International, and another great stage for these men to hit on here in the semifinals. Here we go, two-time world champion Tim Burke. He will go first against that man, Justin Moose. I had to get in once. I'm sorry, Art. I had to get in once. It's all right. I feel like a fan whenever he's going to hit. All right, so Tim Burke, who rather easily beat Justin James, only took him 2 balls in the quarterfinals.
Scores from the quarters erased. Here we go.
The 428 was his winning yardage over Double J.
That's just fast transition from the top. Just let the club set just a half a second longer, just so he can gather himself, and then he can find the, his slot. That was just quick from the top.
You talk to all these guys, and they have different motivations and different reasons for doing this. And they all have different lives and different things that they do. I don't think anybody's more motivated than Tim Burke this year. And there's all kinds of different ways to get that motivation. How about that? Nearly 440, officially 438.
And that ball launched at 8 degrees, so that's a real flat shot. A couple more degrees up, he'll get it further down the grid.
So that's 10 yards further than he was able to hit it in his first set. Boy, really finding that red-hot area on the grid to the left side. That one just short, a little over 430.
That had the fade spin, so again, the flat shot won't curl to the right. That's flat right there. That won't curl just barely to the right. This is really good right here.
We'll see how far this one goes.
That kind of checked up.
It kind of did.
Tough grid right here. Again, you got to find that spot.
For those of you that may not be familiar with Tim Burke, former baseball player, well-known, Miami. He's always been in Florida, lives in Orlando now.
Just filming it up. That's 4 in a row right here.
He was really proud of where his swing is, Art. How much work he put in over the offseason. So 438 still the number to beat.
Yeah, those last 4 drives, they're almost 1,700, over 1,700 yards, Coach. That's a mile.
Wow, look at that.
I don't know if that came back in from out of bounds. I didn't catch it. That's real close. We'll have to get a word from the grid crew. I don't know.
That's going to be fascinating. They're saying it went out of bounds. So that was OB. Okay, officially we've been told that is OB. So remember, if it goes out of bounds at any point, it is OB. It cannot come back in. And that one will go out to the left. So Tim Burke, his number to beat, 4.38. And we know Justin Moose in his first set went 4.58. Tim Burke. Well, we can tell you with Xfinity XFI, you get speed, coverage, and control. Now that's a hole-in-one. This is beyond Wi-Fi. This is XFI. Okay, Justin Moose, runner-up a year ago at the Worlds, last September. You know, you will not meet a more positive, enthusiastic hitter out here than Justin Moose.
So here's the move we're talking about. It's about 3 or 4 bounces to the left, and then it sets the tilt. There's the bounces. Then it'll go to the right, get behind it. Oof.
Moose looking for 4.38 for the open.
All right, that one off to the right. So a slow start for Moose here in his semifinal set. Every time you see a player that's already hit first, it's just agony.
Right.
Sitting here for 3 minutes, hoping that what they've done is enough.
And Trip, you and I were watching them warm up. They're warming up dead kind of into the wind. Now they come here downwind. Tough thing to do.
It is a tough transition, no question. But Justin's got
that one straight away
about him that I just really like the way he is carrying himself.
And he's just not getting the ball speed right there. That spin was good, 2,200. He's not hitting it in the center of the face. This ball speed needs to be well over 210 to get the number.
For people at home, and he likes that.
206.
Is it enough?
It's up to the ground, Coach. Oh, it's stuck.
And it's stuck too. How hard is it, Art, in the middle of a set when you know you need to find 40 yards to do it?
Well, again, we've known the ground is what's going to do it. I mean, he hit that really flush. He's got to build on it. There's another good shot.
We get ready for the final 2 balls.
All right, we'll see where that one lands. 380. That's going to be well short. Okay, so Justin Moose down to his final ball. Actually, 2 balls left, looks like to me. It'll be blocked a little bit here. You know, we haven't seen Tim Burke get to a final in a really long time. He would like nothing more than to do it right here at Auction, first event of the year.
Yeah, these numbers are down. Absolutely. Trip, any change in the wind at all? Any letdown?
It is almost coming a little from the left now, Art, which is what it was forecast to do, more out of the west.
Got it.
All right, so this is the final ball for Justin Moose. And that is not going to be enough. And Tim Burke knocks off Justin James. Now he beats Justin Moose. And if you want a shot of confidence, that man right there is all full of it right now, because those are 2 big-time wins.
Big wins right there. He's relaxed.
All right, it's time for our power lesson presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Art, take it away.
It's mind, it's body, and equipment. That's how Tim Burke put all 3 together to hit his best shot that round right there. He is a relaxed Tim Burke. Look at this golf swing. Nice transition to his right side on the backswing. Great extension. He flushed it right there. Tim Burke looks great today.
He looks in control. He looks confident. Looks in shape. All those things add up to 2 victories so far One more to go, which will not be easy. Because that man right there is going to face, well, let's sit it down. Trip is with Tim Burke. Go ahead, Trip.
I got to ask you, you really look like you are just so confident right now, and you got this quiet confidence about you. Is this a new strategy you're carrying into 2019?
Well, I had a lot more time this year to put the work in, which I haven't with a couple life changes, having a baby, getting married, and so yeah, I am confident. You know, I feel like for the first time that I have something to prove since I've been doing this, so I'm gonna do that.
Tim Burke going to the finals.
You heard him, something to prove. Well, so far today, he's definitely doing that, but he's got one more matchup. It's going to be either the youngster, Kyle Berkshire, or the defending champion here at Auction, Will Hogue. They go toe-to-toe, face-to-face, next. Trip, Art, Coach back here with you. Now, this is a world-long drive tour, and Art, for the next 5 months, we're going to be traveling all over the place.
I'd love it. I cannot wait for the next one, May 7th, right there near my house in Charleston, up the road in Columbia, Fort Jackson with the military.
It's going to be great.
That Niswonger Children's Hospital event was awesome last year. Love AC. We're going to get them at the tables, Coach. And, of course, the big one, the World Championship.
The August 12th event may or may not be on my birthday. All right, Will Hogue, fireman, EMT. He always has the support of the locals. Will Hogue will hit first, then Kyle Berkshire will hit second. And when you talk about the locals and the support that Will Hogue gets, the firemen come out in full force.
Every city we go to, and there you go, there's a look at the station right behind. They all come out here. They're out here in numbers rooting for the man.
And here they are, and they get front row seats to watch their guy, Will Hogue. Last year, one of the more amazing physical feat. He came to an event on a fire truck, stepped off the truck, tore up his ankle.
Oh, goodness.
Was basically hitting off one leg and still won the event.
Yes, he did.
One of the nicest, polite, intense hitters that we have on tour. His goal this year is very, very simple. He wants a world championship.
He does. He's just got everything else in his closet but that belt.
You can see the wind still, same direction. Well, that looks like it'll be the first one that lands on the grid. You know, we're seeing that bound out past 410, near 420. We're seeing a lot of the guys come in. You mentioned it earlier, slimmer, more muscular, faster speeds.
These athletes have really ramped it up. I mean, you have to. That's the flight right there. No, let's see left. You can see on your screen there, no curve. If he could just point that in the left corner of the grid, that's going to be the one.
Yeah, Will Hogue knows that 416 is not going to get it done. When Kyle Berkshire, very controlled, hit it 440.
Right, you're going to have to see the ball speed well above 210, 215 for Hogue. That's his number.
I know there's a lot of people out there that are looking at that number 416 and thinking, that is another world. I encourage anybody, we just showed you our tour stops. If we're anywhere close to you, come out and watch one of these tour stops. It's amazing in person.
Just swinging too far to the left again. Okay, to give you an idea, if he could just get it about in between the second base bat and the shortstop, that's his sweet zone. You can't go over down the third base line in this sport. Not going to work.
Youngster Kyle Berkshire, 22 years of age, really coming into his own. Watching Will Hogue.
That's down and across.
So under 45 seconds, couple of balls left. Will Hogue, you would have to think, has to do better than 416.
Yeah, key shot right here. You don't want to be down on number 8. You want to do it on number 7. Big hit. See if it's cutting too much, though. Looks like it's curving too much at 204 in the ball speed. Needs the help of the grid.
So 400 and
3, 1, 3, 4, 1, 8, 4,
so
18
he adds a
ball.
couple of yards. As we know, 1 yard can make all the difference in the world. And that one hit it off the heel, and Will Hogue, he's not happy.
Absolutely not. Not happy at all with that set.
So 418, it's kind of like a blinking neon sign up there, and Kyle Berkshire and Will Hogue knows that with one good hit, this thing could be over very quickly.
Well, he had to hit it 423 plus to beat Kevin Shook, and now he needs 418 plus, so he feels like he's in the driver's seat. He's had enough experience in the last couple of years, to probably deliver in this situation.
He said today, I'm no longer results oriented. If I get it done, I get it done. My biggest improvement is stabilizing my swing, eliminate unnecessary movement. And that,
ooh, what a bounce.
Wow.
Goodness sakes.
And Kyle Berkshire won and done. Hashtag match 'em up.
Coach, that would have went through you on the bounce. That thing hit high.
Holy smokes. Perfect address, perfect bounce. And Kyle Berkshire, the young stud, showing the world that they better recognize that even at 80%, he can still hit it deep.
Good start right here. Good start right here. You look right here, look at that head right there. But watch this left knee right here. Just keep an eye on that. As he'll plant down, that left side, that head's gonna work down and back. There's the plant. Watch the head go down and back. I don't even think he caught this one that great. A little bit thin. I mean, thin for him. Wow, great extension though. He looks in balance. Never seen him swing in this low, this balance.
Well, he told me
he's sticking his finish.
Yeah, he said I'm stabilized.
Right.
I worked on it, and it's got to feel incredible, Art. And you know this better than anybody. When you take what you practiced, take it to the game field, so to speak, and then you deliver.
Absolutely. Ooh, that's just hit hard. I just got to see where this landed, Coach. I mean, I don't think it flew 400. No, 370. This ball rolls almost 80 yards.
76 yards of roll.
Yeah, it was flat. It was only 98 feet off the ground. So again,
putting respect from Will Hogue. Let's sit it down to Trip. Go ahead, Trip.
We got good news and bad news, okay? The good news is you're going to the finals. The bad news maybe for Tim Burke, that was out of the heel.
Yeah, but you know what? Speed isn't as important as trajectory and spin, and when you get a good roll out on the grid, it always helps out a lot.
Now, your strategy, is it going to stay the same? Going to be second, know what you got in front of you? Is that what you're going to take to the finals?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not worried about what people are doing. I'm just trying to focus on making the best shots I can, because that's all you can control.
It's a battle of the killer bees, Berkshire and Burke, coming up.
Trip, thank you. Let's take a look at the brackets. And that is what our men's final looks like. Tim Burke trying to make a statement. Kyle Berkshire trying to continue on this red-hot streak he's had the last year or so. But that will be later. Coming up, Alexis Belton. She knocked off one world champ in the semis. Can she do two in successive fashion? We'll find out coming up. Welcome back to the Auction Smash in the Sun. It is time for our first final of 2019. Let's send it to the stage.
The defending world champion, and she is looking better than ever. I think she's going to keep it rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Philly. And her opponent looking to spoil it for Philly. Basketball player growing up, but she is made for long run. It's Alexis Belton.
All right, quite a final we have in store for you. Phyllis Meti, the defending world champion, has chosen to hit first. But Art, I want to go back a year. I want to go back 12 months, right here in the desert, the second televised event of 2018. And this, I thought, was the shot of the year.
It really was, because he launched it high, took it down the grid, just kind of picked up another ball. Numbers were great, but she hit something amazing in that grid. I mean, I don't know what she hit, but this ball ran like it stole something, Coach. It was gone 380.
And that was plenty. She can't believe the number.
Right.
We couldn't believe the number. Can she make it 2 years in a row? That's the question. We're about to get the answer.
Think about the last 8 events for her. 2 wins, 3 runner-ups, 2 semifinals, and a quarterfinal. I mean, just basically can write her in every event.
Why do you think she decided to go first?
Wanted to put a little pressure on Alexis, make her reach, maybe get out of her comfort zone.
All right, here we go. Remember, 8 balls, 3 minutes. One of these 2 women will be the champion here in the desert.
Great start. I mean, just fabulous start right here.
That landed at 350. Bounds. Wow.
That was just amazing.
Wow, that got past what she hit last year.
Right. That was, what a start. Look at those numbers. 122 club, 174 ball.
That deserves a hashtag mash 'em up.
Wow.
386 is the number to beat.
She's just putting a clinic on right now.
That one might be good enough to win, to be honest.
That first shot was absolutely optimized. Every number I'm looking at on my screen was perfect.
Why were you able to tell it was so good for the people at home?
Well, the launch, the spin, and look at those speeds. I mean, she just creates more club head speed and ball speed than any player in the women's division. That's all that's to it. She can hit it 400 yards today here. I really think she can.
You see there's Maurice Allen who's watching. Everybody's good friends out here. It's really cool when you see other long drive stars get amazed at what another star is doing, right? And a 386 number on the women's side is absolutely huge. Look at that look on Alexis' face. What am I going to have to do to hit a 386?
Hit something really, really firm out there.
Halfway home for Meti.
Trip 386, that's like a nice little driver and a sand wedge.
No
Look at this
question.
shot.
Holy cow! Are you kidding me?
Yeah. This is a new world.
Holy cow!
Just ramp it up.
She is already a member of the 400 club, but that was awesome. 408.
178 miles an hour ball speed. It's the fastest ball speed I've ever seen in the women's division right there. That's 182 right here. This is uncharted territory for this division.
We are seeing an absolute clinic.
This is bigger. This is bigger.
That's going to go past 410.
4-0-4-1-3-4-1-3-4 in.
Look at Maurice.
Oh my goodness.
This might be the best. I know it's the best that I've ever seen.
Best I've ever seen, for sure. 182. I've never seen a ball speed over 180 in the women's division right there.
2 balls over 400. This is absolutely amazing. Wow. And that one off the grid, but who cares? 4 balls in, 2 over 400. She would have beaten Justin James in the semis with that score.
Such a flat shot, using the grid. I mean, getting over 60, 70 yards a roll. It's incredible what she's doing out there.
All right, let's go back, and boy, we've got several things we can show you here.
Well, this is just the New Zealander making such a wide swing right there. And I've pointed out before that left arm can fold. It's okay. Burke does it as well, but it will straighten out, and she'll work back behind the ball. And extension, she works so far underneath it. Wow. ...182 miles an hour. Coach, that is moving right there. Let's see where this carried right here. Coming at you, Coach. Get your catcher's mitt out. A nice melted high draw. Let's see where it landed.
I am absolutely amazed.
That flew 340, so it rolled 70-plus yards.
What was more entertaining, the shot or Maurice Allen's reaction to the shot?
Oh, as he's watching it.
Right behind Alexis Belton, and some kid comes up for an autograph.
He said, 1 second, I got to do something here.
Hey, little Johnny, I'll get back to you in a second.
Right back.
All right, well, after all of that, somehow Alexis Belton, great sportsmanship by Phyllis Meti, but she's got to know.
that it's going to take something spectacular to lose.
This would be shocking. I don't know how that happens when somebody is 15+ miles an hour faster and hit the spot on the grid twice, proved it. Just wasn't one lucky shot. So it's a big ask here for Alexis, a very, very big ask.
You know, one of my favorite coaches, Kelvin Sampson, years ago once said, sometimes guys are just better than you are, right? This is one of those situations where Phyllis, there's really nothing anybody could have done today to beat her.
You know, when the wind turned downwind, that's a Phyllis Meti win right there. But she's flushing it. She's come here. I mean, just another ball speed number that she has, you know, created here. Tripp and I were watching her down. I had a pick on Troy Mullins at first. I changed it to Meti because the wind turned downwind and I saw her ball speeds. This is a great shot right here down the left side. Hit a sprinkler head.
You know, Alexis has such a great attitude, and it's got to be difficult when you know there's a number out there that even with your best hit, you probably won't be able to reach it.
So we're looking for the science of what she has to do. She has to hit a flat, kind of medium-high bullet down the left side and hit the hottest spot in the grid. That's the flight, but can it hit the hottest spot in the grid? But 166 versus 182 is just not a fair fight. You know, you can see there. I mean, it's a great shot. Wow, it's hot. That's got to give her a little vote of confidence. She didn't even watch that on the replay board. She's already, you know, firing off another one.
Well, Alexis Belton down to her final ball, and she's asking for a little help from the crowd. And this crowd has been red hot since we got here today. Got to give them a lot of credit. Showing up in this hot desert sun, and they have come ready to cheer, and they're going to cheer.
Great shot. It's her best shot right here. I mean, that other one rolled out at 380. That one hit soft, unfortunately. Going to be about a 340 shot.
Well, an absolutely incredible performance by that woman right there. Phyllis Meti, your reigning world champion, wins here in the desert for the second year in a row. And Art, she did it in spectacular fashion.
Oh, she made a statement coming out in 2019, again, to win this thing by over 70 yards. That is a statement.
One more time, the winning swing by Phyllis Meti.
It's the best in the world right here. Just amazing.
And the crowd, her, I think they all were amazed at the number she was able to put up. 2 drives, over 400 yards, that magical mark for the women, and it was incredible. All right, Phyllis is standing by with Tripp.
Phyllis Meti, the longest drive ever hit by a woman was 406 yards in Colorado. Not anymore. Still you. 411 yards. Talk about that swing.
Oh, man. We worked so hard in the off-season, and, I mean, first event jitters is what we always have, and to hit 2 balls over 400 yards just this afternoon is, it's an honor and a blessing.
413 yards, so a new record. And you know what surprised me? Alexis was cheering for you. Maurice was cheering for you. The fraternity, I mean, it's amazing. Your fellow competitors still respect world #1. Talk about that.
You know, we all have a common respect for each other, and we always want the best for each other. Although we compete on the tee block, you know, if we're here, if we're not here, we're always going to support each other. And that's what I love about the family of Long Drive, is that we all get on board and look after each other. We cheer each other on when we're not up there, and I'm so proud of all of us.
Congratulations, your champion once again, Phyllis Meti, world #1.
She should be proud. She should be proud of herself. 413 is the official yardage, the longest drive in the history of the women's division. Wow. Now, we've got to put that behind us and shift our gears to the men. Can Tim Burke find the winner's circle again, or will the youngster Kyle Berkshire ruin the party? The men's final is next. Welcome back. We are all still trying to overcome what we just saw a few minutes ago from Phyllis Meti, the all-time longest drive in the history of the women's division. But now it's time for the men's final. Let's send it back to the stage.
the men's final we got. He is determined to get back to the top, and it's looking real good for the blonde bomber, Tim Burke. Oh, but he's got the kid to beat, ladies and gentlemen, at just 22 years young. The guy with the hair on the seat of those rocks is Carlborg.
That man right there is at 5 total shots today, 4 and then 1. This is a really great, fascinating final, Art, because you got Tim Burke motivated, says, I want to get back to being a world champion. I want people to look at me like the world champion that I am. Then you got Berkshire, who believes he has what it takes to be the world champion this year as well.
Absolutely, and last year on the tour, Kyle made 4 quarterfinals and was out in 4 quarterfinals. He did have a win there, win star in the tour there, but he's really starting 2019 off with a bang. This is kind of how Burke started out the last 2 sets with some pulls. He has not hit a ball way right, which is his big nemesis, so I don't mind this shot. Again, he's trying to hit a flat shot into the left corner of the grid.
This would be a huge confidence booster for a man who knows how to win, hasn't done it in a while, and looks to be in great form here in the desert.
I still think just making the final, I know he wants to win, but this is big to kick off the year. He wants to go ahead and slam the door shut, though.
All right, so far 0 for 2. And probably the number, Art, that Burke knows to be competitive, it's got to be in that 430 to 440 range.
I think bigger, honestly. Yep. I really do. I think with this, I don't know if they can catch the right spot. I think these guys can go to 465. I really do. I think that might be the winning number if they hit it right.
4th ball for Burke. Will that be in the go zone, as we like to say?
See ya.
And that will stay in just past 430, so there is a posted number. That's the first important thing to do.
Right. He knows how to close the deal. He's a 2-time champion. Again, that only got 40 yards of roll. This one's hit.
Boy, he likes it.
If this hits the ground the way it should, this is a monster shot.
Lands past 400. Look at that.
This is a monster. This is the number I thought it would be right here, 55.
Past 450. 453 is the official number.
Every shot pointed to that left corner. Good for him. I mean, he's going with his plan. Not a 2-way miss. Staying on plan. That's his longest shot of the day.
The last win of any kind for Tim Burke, the 2017 East Coast Classic.
He left 47 seconds here. Again, he's got 2 shots left. That's plenty of time. It's a matter of just using the ground. His numbers have been there. 214 ball, 145 club. You'll see it on the left side of your screen. Again, another shot in that left corner. Not as solid at 207. But he is really dialed in on where he wants to hit it on the grid. You asked me, how hard is it to point it in an exact spot of the grid? These guys are doing it. The women did as well.
And this is without a doubt the best I've seen Tim Burke swing the club, certainly in the last year. And he likes that one. Look, all kinds of green on his plate. And that one's just going to stay. Wow! Tim Burke!
Oh, I got to see that replay.
We've got to see that replay. It must have stayed on that line for 20 yards. What a first day.
What a par 5.
All right, we got to look at this one more time to make sure it didn't go out of bounds. Remember, it goes out of bounds, it cannot come back in.
I had it carrying at about 425. Let's see if I caught it right. Let's see how long is this thing in the air?
My goodness. Okay, so now it lands there.
Right, 425.
And then
that first bounce went over to 50.
So now it hits the line there, and it's hard to see. Still in. Well, the key bounce we couldn't see because of the gentleman. So
he's called it. He pointed.
If he says it's in, then it's in. All right, it is good.
Wow.
All right. All right, look at the reaction from Tim Burke.
Oh.
What a set from Tim Burke.
12.5 launch, 145 speed.
Stay there. Hold on. Get marked. 474, 474, 4
Boy, he knew it was going to be close, and you literally don't get any better than that. So, here is the scenario. 474 is the number. Kyle Berkshire, and Tim Burke knows he put up a really nice number.
You know what the serious thing is about Kyle right here? He actually thinks he can do this. I mean, he actually says, bring it on, I'll take it. If it's 500, I'm going to try.
All right, first one bounces at 390, kind of checks up.
It sure did. Yeah, we rolled 25 yards right there. Good start. He's swinging good at it.
Last year's winning yardage, by the way, by the eventual champion, Will Hogue, was 421.
Right. Another good one. But down that right side, I cannot see the right side giving up 475 unless it hits, you know, there it is. Just checking down that right side.
You know, my biggest takeaway from today is how much more controlled the men have been.
Yes, look at these numbers. 150 club, 220 ball. So can you hit the left side of that grid? That's where Burke was just, he says, I'm going to put 8 down that side, take my chances.
It was just a fantastic display of accuracy, power, speed, and let's be honest, a little bit of luck too.
Right. Trip, what do you think of this?
I tell you, he absolutely knows he can do this.
Yes. Yeah, he's got the numbers. He just needs to use the grid, get the bounce, and I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay, halfway home, Kyle Berkshire so far needs to find 44 yards from his best drive here in the finals.
I think he's got to carry it in that 420 plus range. It's got to be down the left side. This is the hardest he's really gone at it all day.
He's got plenty of time. I think he's kind of rushed a little bit, which is part of the reason when you go second, that could be the downside, is the anxiety of knowing that you've got to put one of your best hits on the board.
Good hit here. I'm going to check the spin. Nice draw. See if he can get a big first bounce. No, it checked. Oh, good.
Boy, that didn't go anywhere.
I mean, I can't spin my wedge that much, Coach.
That was a little bit unlucky. So he's going to switch drivers. 2 balls. And Tim Burke, you got to wonder what he's thinking. It's been 2 years since he hoisted a trophy. The 2-time world champ would like nothing more, and he is 1 ball away from calling himself champion here in the desert. Here it is, the final ball for Kyle Berkshire. Can he find 475, or will Tim Burke take home the trophy?
Big shot.
Boy, he likes it.
The numbers are there. He needs the ground. He needs the ground. He got a hop.
420, 440, 450, 460, and it's not gonna be enough. So Tim Burke used his final ball, and he needed it.
Let's go! Clutch shot there for Berkshire just to give it a chance. Great showing by him today. And what a win for Tim Burke, a relaxed Tim Burke. And there with his son in his hand, Kelly. That's what I saw yesterday. I saw Tim really cool and real happy.
He got married in the offseason, said he's had time to work on his strength, his swing, and today it paid off big time.
It's the best I've really seen him swing it, because all the misses were one way. He had one, controlled shot, which was that pull down the left side. We've seen this swing a bunch. Works down and back, great extension, and he knew it when he hit it. He yelled at it. Ball flew 425 in the air.
Boy, did we see some drama in our finals. Here it is in real speed, and the fact that it was able to stay in was nothing short of remarkable.
There's no question you need luck. You need the ground. You need to stay in. Flew it almost a quarter mile. Goodness sakes, and right there on the line.
That was incredible. And then the last swing for Kyle Berkshire was almost enough. Came up about 7 to 10 yards short.
What every hitter wants to do is give it a great shot on the final ball. Let him measure it. Let's see what happens. And he came up about 10 yards short.
Well, Tim Burke, as the last ball was in the air, all he could do is watch and look, and he knew, I got away with one. I got away with one. All right, Tripp is standing by with our men's champion.
You talk about the hair of your chinny chin chin. That ball right down the line. Now, you said the left side of the grid was your strategy, and you peppered that left side pretty much with every hit.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. The biggest balls are on the left side. I learned that through all the rounds going into it. So I was like, I'm going to attack the left side, period. I'm not going to overswing, golf swing, flight golf shots down one. It'll go for days.
Now, you talk about being in a different perspective in your life. Your son Kelly right here, your wife. Tim Burke seems like a Tim Burke that's ready to climb the mountain again and get back to being world champion.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm motivated again. It's awesome. I got, Crank Golf support me, the best driver on earth. Great sponsors in TransPerfect, Volvic. I'm just super blessed. I'm trying to take advantage of the opportunity.
Tim and Kelly, congratulations. Tim Burke, your champion in 2019.
What a way to start the season for Tim Burke. 474. And one of the cooler things that we're able to do here is trace the different balls and the different shots. And what was an incredible day into the evening here in the desert.
I noticed a lot of traces going left. Not too many going to the right. They knew the side of the grid. They knew they had to flight it, use the ground. But he carried it the furthest. I mean, it was just awesome.
Yeah, we talk about speed and power, but also today strategy played an important role in the victories. All right, here is how the women's division looked. Phyllis Meti, spectacular.
Absolute clinic. I never saw numbers like this. Over 180 ball speed, 413 yards. Just a dynamic day for hitters in this sport to use the wind and hit these big numbers.
The longest drive in women's history, 413, is now the number to beat. And then on the men's side, Tim Burke had to beat Justin James, Justin Moose, and Kyle Berkshire to get the job done.
Coach, they painted 500 for a reason. We saw that 500 mark. We're like, what's going on? 474. What a shot.
Amazing stuff. Don't forget, join us on Tuesday, May 7th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the Celebrating Service Fort Jackson World Long Drive Tour stop in South Carolina. Can't wait to get there. Coming up next, Golf Central. What a start to our 2019 season. Tim Burke, Phyllis Meti, your champions. For Tripp, Art, our entire Golf Channel crew, I am the coach. We'll see you in Fort Jackson.